live streaming I did. Please check if it is working. So what we're going to do right now, we add this layout, this network diagram, and we add this server that we made some live streams last week, I think. And we this is a CentOS machine, and the CentOS machine, as we configured here some virtual hosts, and right now we're going to put this virtual machine here on a DMZ. The IP address will be this one. This is the network. This is the IP address of this interface of the firewall, and we have these three routers. We've got the routing protocol RIP already configured, and this is the client that we are using to configure Pfsense. And right now we're going to add the CentOS here, and then we are going to place this Windows 10 and access. Imagine that this is a one accessing from the one to the Pfsense. First of all, we have sought to configure the IP address of the Pfsense that is connected or is facing to the one. Right now is obtaining IP address from DHCP, from NAT, and we have to give a static IP address to the Pfsense. So first of all, check the names of the virtual host configuration, and let's start by configuring this interface and see if the firewall can access to the one. So we've got here the Windows, the client, and so we're going to access, let's start, this is from the last video, interfaces. I have to configure other interfaces, sorry, because add this interface and add this one also. This one was F1 orange. It has a standard static IP address, and the IP address was 172.160.10.254 with a 24-bit. I spoke about number of bits, and we save it and apply it, and so now we have this interface and the interface of the one. We have to change also on the virtual machine. So let's come here to the Pfsense, and on the Pfsense let's change it. And the first interface is it's the interface that is facing directly to the one. So we'll say it will be an internal network, and we have to check for the router. Here's the router. The router here, it's this router, it's R3, and it must be connected to R3 East. So let's check it. This is R2, this one is R1, and we had another router, perhaps we sold it, but we had three routers, right? 1, 2, 3. Where's the other one? R3, where are you? Oh, here it is. He went for a coffee. So this router, the last interface is R3 East. So drawing, so the firewall, the interface, the first one, and this first interface is AM0, must be also with that name, must have R3 East, and must have also an IP. It's a 24-bit IP, but must have also an IP from that interface. So let's go to the Pfsense, not this one, sorry, this one, and here one IP configuration is not going to be, now is going to be static, and the IP address will be 192.168.50.1, okay, and /24. This should be a peer-to-peer link, /30, but okay, and IPv4 upstream gateway. So the gateway for this firewall will be this interface R3 East, and this router, the R3, has the IP address of 50.254. So the IP address will be, this is the WAN gateway. You could change the name, but it will be 192.168.50.254, and description will be R3 East interface. Okay, and after we done this, check if you are blocking private IP address or blocking networks, since we are not on production, we are working with private IP. So apply changes, and after you have applied changes, first of all let's check if firewall can reach. So you're going to the firewall, oops, sorry, not, where is the firewall? Firewall, someone told me, where is the fire? Ah, here it is. Oh no. Here it is. So, ping 192.168.50.254. Let's check. Is sent to down, but the IP address is not up, so perhaps we did something wrong. Enable static. This is the IP. Yeah. You have to change also on here. Where is it? You have to change. Where is the? Here it is. You have to change also the interface here. Network setting is still on NAT, so you have to put it internal network and is R3 East, just like it is. So after you change it, and yeah, now it's pinging. Okay, so right now you have connection to the router interface, and drawing right now we can reach this. Now if our configuration is okay, we can go outside, since the router 1 is making NAT, and we can go outside. Let's check. Let's check. Control C. Ping 8888, and probably not. Yeah, we made some rules, and that's the ACL rule that we made on R1. Remember? It was, yeah, must be here. On that video, show IP route not. No, show not. Show protocols. What's the problem? Show IP route. You've got route, show IP not. RIP, show IP, show protocols. No. Show not. Sorry, it's confusing about Cisco. Show not, and then you have source, and on source you have rules, and here it is. You've got a rule that's saying that only bit 90 so this will be only a few bits and not all that can allow. So network, so let's change it. Sudo su, oops, sudo su, and I'm going to change it this way. Ah, come on. And on NAT source, let's, okay, we're going to allow everyone, so we're going to give 16, okay? Copy, Control X, then we're going to load, sorry. Then we go to configure, and we're going to load the configuration, going to make commit, and save. Save is not necessary, but we're done, and let's check that right now. Yeah, right now it's pinging. So from here, now it's possible for this firewall to access the WAN, and also the client, the Windows 10 can also access to the WAN. I'm going to install, download putty because might be hopefully useful. Download putty. Doesn't matter. Save file. Put putty here on the desktop. So it's possible also to go from a client that's in here, can go directly to the WAN. Woo! Now let's place our CentOS that primarily, what happened? Oops. Our CentOS that in the beginning was here, now let's put it here on the DMZ. So you have to go to CentOS, and the CentOS, he had two interfaces. The second one is on R1 West. That was according to our diagram, it was okay. Now it's going to be on F1 East. So on the firewall, name of the interface will be Fire1 Orange. That will be the name where you're going to put the Pfsense, the CentOS. So F1 Orange. Okay, eject this, and we have to configure also the interfaces. So configuring the interfaces of the firewall of the CentOS. And S8. No. Now the IP address will be, I'm going to change it, I hope quickly, 192.168.10. We're going to be substitute by 172.16.10. Yeah, and that mask it's okay. Now the gateway it's okay, and this is our IP address, so it's okay. So we change it the IP address, and we do if down. We're going to put down NP0S3, the first interface, and we're going to bring up, or you're going to put NP0S8 also, and then we're going to bring up, and right now let's check if you can ping the firewall. And we have no response. But if you go to the firewall, if you do a ping, you've got a reply, an echo reply. Why? Why? Why can we ping the firewall? Why can the firewall pings CentOS and not the opposite? Why can we come here and not from here? Because the firewall, as you can check, has no rules for allowing the pinging. Let's come here, firewall rules, and the rules from F1 orange, he has no rule. Okay? So you don't have no ping here. So let's check also what's the service that we have here on this CentOS, and is listening for HTTP. So is listening on port 80, on port 15518. So this was the day when we made the movie, and on port 443. So let's check if with the client. Right now the client is still here and is going to access to the CentOS. So let's see if it's possible, and we'll say the IP address will be 172.16.10 200, right? 200. I don't remember the IP address of the CentOS. Let me 10.200. So oh, it's blocked my side. Ugh, got a problem here. Houston, we have a problem. Not this. Let's go to the. So 172.200, and right now is requesting the access. Remember the username and the password. The password I remember, the username I don't. What? Plain? Are you sure? Might be. Basic authentication. Plain. Yeah, right. And submarine. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Plain and submarine. So the client, the user, it's plain, and the password was, as usually, don't save, and you have basic authentication. So you are accessing the site by inside. Okay, so right now you are accessing directly to this site. Now what you're going to do is, since you are configuring, you have to do some other stuff here. We're going to place a client here, and then we're going to access directly to this IP address. This is the IP address that he knows, and we're going to access. Look that it's also possible that here on this diagram you have two networks. They are just the same. This one, the green of the firewall, and this also. This is a network from the R1, and there will be no confusion. Why? Because of no problem, because the firewall is making NOT, and this computer can see what are the networks beside the firewall, the Pfsense, and also the problem will be when you want to arrive to this network. So this is the reason why you should have public IP addresses. I'm going to work on I'm going to lift up another virtual machine just to, I hope I'm going to lift this virtual machine, another one, another Windows 10. hopefully that she will come early. Yes, I know. Well, but it's a license. It's for. I'm going to display settings. Going to change the background. Where do I change the background? Personalize here, perhaps. Yes, the where is the background? Call Teams. Where? Where is the background? Simple text. Teams. Lock screen. It could be this one. And Teams desktop icon setting. No, not here. Where are the teams? I'm going to choose this one. Okay. No, it's not changing. No problem. So this one will be network. It can't be internet. Now it will be R1 est. This is the interface from R1. Naming, it's the second interface. I check the R1 router. R3, R1. And interface, the first one is not, the second one is R1 est, west, and this new will be R1 west also. Now the IP address from this, change it up to settings, will be something like perhaps today. Properties, perhaps today, when you want to bring up, come on man, it is, properties, it's okay, the default gateway is wrong, it's 40, and we're not using no DNS, so 10.254 and 150, that's okay. Let's make a close, yes, and right now let us ping the router interface, ping 192.168.10.254, and it's pinging. I think it can go outside also, correct. And right now we are going to access the firewall. Yes, use, I don't care about it. So we're going to write an IP address of the, of course it's missing here a DNS, so you can resolve directly the name, but we are going to point to the interface here. But before you do that, we have to create a PAT, a port address translation, and so with this window that's inside here, we're going to configure the Pfsense. So let's configure it here. Let's come here, and we're going to firewall. Not on NAT, you got port forward. Now, how does this is port forward? So you add, and the rule is interface. Where does the package arrive? It arrives on the WAN interface. What is the protocol? It will be on TCP. And what is the destination? Is for one address for sure. And what's the port? The port range, first of all, let's check for HTTP. Then we're going to do also a NAT. And what will be the target? The target will be 172.16.10.200. That is, we're going to say that this will be the IP address. This IP address is from the server. The IP address is 200 from the CentOS. So no, this is wrong. I'm going to change. Sorry. This will going to be the IP address of the CentOS. So the request will arrive to the Pfsense on the WAN, and it will port forward the information to this server, and then the configuration will start. So, and will redirect to another port? No. Right now, the package comes from the IP address of the WAN interface of the firewall, and goes to this IP address to the same port. Description: this will be a path for HTTP server on DMZ. Use system default. You could also add a associate rule, a firewall here, but not needed. Could do a lot of things here. Oh, it says the port here. I'm missing the port. The port is HTTP. Okay. So apply changes. So let's look at this rule. The rule will be applied to the WAN interface. It will be expecting a TCP transport protocol. The source address could be anyone, and the source address also, and it will be designated for the WAN address of the firewall. And then we'll destinate for the port destination will be 80 when the packets arrive to the firewall, and then we'll do a NAT IP and for this port also. So this is applied, and right now from the other client, for the other client, oops, this one, okay, the one that I tried to change the back. How do I change the okay. So IP address will be 10.1, right? This is the IP address of the firewall. So enter, and right now is already asking to give a username and a password. So we're going to give plain, right? And the password will be password. And right now we are accessing that site. If you come to the system, if you do a net start -i and you do a more here, you'll find out that right now you are connected directly to port where the socket just finished. You have to press F5 again. Let me do F5 here again. No, here F5, and here let's do it again. Oops, sorry. Let me see if we have time to catch new. Yeah, that's UDP only in the beginning, but you've got here the connection. Let's look here on the where is it? Net start -intp and grep minus on HTTP. Let's see what's connected. And right now it says that, well, the socket just finished. You must be quite too quick to catch the package. But the connection is made. Now, you've got also another port here. I don't know where. 15580. Let's see what we have. And here it is. So let's check. This is the same port, but with another number. It was what, 15, right? 15518, right? Enter. And this is my first site. Okay, this is my first site. And right now, if you go into the outside client, let's say the same IP address, 192.168.50.1, port 5580, and you can't get it. Why? Because I forgot to make the path. I didn't make the path. Sorry, I'm going to make it another one. So let's create another path. When you are creating rules, you can double them or copy them and say add new rule. So you create a new rule, one destination port HTTP. No, the port right now when the connection will come, it's another one. It will be for 15580. Okay, we'll redirect and we'll so also say that will be to send to another port 155 sorry 15580, and we say this is path for another port HTTP. We save, apply, and right now from the client outside, if you press F5, you'll check that we are accessing that site. Now we have also here not this, we have also here HTTPS, because we created a connection of HTTPS. So let's look, let's run here, create another one, 172.16.10.200, but we'll say that's on HTTPS, and enter. And right now it's saying advanced, the word add exception, can view the certificate. It was a certificate that we created for Erasmo. The name was Pastel Nata Local, and confirm exception, and now you are working on HTTPS. From the outside, if we try to access to that site, HTTPS 192.168.51, if you press enter, you can't get it because you haven't created the rule on the firewall. So let's create the rule, but let's do something different. Let's create a rule. Instead of coming directly to the port 443, we're going to make a rule that will come, say a port, say a number, 34343, for instance. This is not used, and then it will be redirect for HTTPS. Okay, so the connection will be sent to this port, and for the same way from the one address, and this will be a path. Source will be IP address, what's the name, 3434.3, and will be redirect to port 443 or HTTPS. Okay, save, apply, and right now on the client outside, I'm going to copy this. Oh, we're going to add here the port 34343, and then try again. This is the port, right? Did I miss something here? Port 343, what I'm writing here. Yeah, that's okay. Houston, we have a problem. What's the problem here? Yeah, 34343, 22, 16, 10. It's okay. Something wrong here. 34343. Right? Ah, okay. Perhaps it's a refreshing. So advanced, and right now add exception. You can, if you see the certificates, the same certificate, and right now confirm, and right now you are connected, but you are connected. Let's check if you got here. Again, let's start more, and now you have. Now you got here the connection. Look, this is our connection from our side. to the IP of the server, of the firewall, sorry, and this is the port of firewall. The only that we know, we can't see the HTTP port or the port inside on the DMZ on the Pfsense. But if you do a net start here, saying NTAN, and we'll do a less, where is it? We'll do a less here. Now you can check that this is the IP address is for, let me check, where is it? Is listing, this is the port. It's arriving from the other side, I think. No, it closed the socket. It just closed the socket. Here on the CentOS, let me check on the CentOS. What sockets does he has? Let's start. Grab HTTP. No, all the sockets are closed because they closed the socket. And I finished the stream here. Hope you enjoyed, but what we have done is we have done this. Tomorrow we're going to put another firewall here in, and we're going to make a VPN, open VPN and IPsec VPN, and we finish our training for today. So see you